Audio check 1 2 1 2.
Is Bino Nation in the building? Put those emojis in the chat.
That's my gang.
Woke up still grinding, dreams don't drift away. Blueprints on the table, paint the path my way. Stacks on my desk, starting out the day. Ideas lifting off, I'm the engine in play. Caffeine in my bloodstream, rhythm in my chest. I'm with intention, never settling for less. Life is a chessboard, I'm 3 steps ahead. While they fade in dreams, I'm making that bread. Overload, but I still ride slow. Pressure on me, but it helped me grow. Overload, feel it head to toe. Still I hold the line when the storms all blow. Overload, but my heart won't break. Turning all the way in the moves I make. Overload, yeah, the climb I take. Building up a world only real ones make. They talk 9 to 5, but I'm breathing the grind. Turning losses into lessons, polishing the mind. Phone buzzing, daily opportunity speaks. While they chase distraction, I'm reaching my peaks. Call me Alice, world weight on my spine. Every scar earned, made the blueprint refine. While they binge on noise, I'm ready for the climb. Turn a single spark to a fire divine. Numbers in my sight, dreams in my hands. Building every day with deliberate plans. I'm the pulse of the hustle, the strength in the night. Turning every shadow into sun with light. Overload, but I still ride slow. Pressure on me, but it helped me grow. Overload, feel it head to toe. Still I hold the line when the storms all blow. Overload, but my heart won't break. Turning all the way in the moves I make. Overload, yeah, the climb I take. Building up a world only real ones make. Weight on my shoulders, but I walk with grace. Turning every try to a milestone place. Late night stack, but it sharpen my aim. Every sacrifice fuels a fire in my veins. Overload, but I shine through rain. Turning all the pressure into gold from pain. Overload, but I still remain. Standing on the grind that became my lane. Overload, man, I won't let go. Every setback, just another push to grow. Overload, watch the empire glow. I was built for the heights, now I rise, now I know. Overload, but I move with soul. Holding every dream like it's made of gold. Overload, but the truth I hold. I was built for the climb, now I rise and unfold.
They said, this is a culture, goatee, loud talk. Big flex told me what a man is. Chest out, no fear, no tears on your neck. Taught me how to stunt, not heal. How to run from the pain I feel. They crown me king for the image. But quiet nights, I was still a kid. The culture failed me, praised me, then it jailed me. Told me how to dress, not how to feel free. All this swagger, but it drained me. The culture failed me. Love my mess, but never saved me. I gave myself for what they said I should be. Now I'm standing here and it ain't me. And it ain't me. Yeah. Posters on my wall said, get rich, die young, don't fold. Everybody chasing legends, nobody teaching us to grow. Oh, we cheer for the trauma on screens. Call it real, call it sweet, call it dreams. But I'm tired of bleeding for trends. Tired of losing brothers, calling it that's just how it is. The culture failed me, praised me, then it jailed me. told me how to dress, not how to feel free. All this swagger, but it drained me. The culture failed me, but my mask would never save me. I gave my soul for what they said I should be. Now I'm standing here and it ain't me, and it ain't me. Where's the love that lifts us up? Where's the hand when I get stuck? We dance on the edge of hurt. Call it style, call it work. I need a home that see my scars, not just my chains, my drifting car. I need a story bigger than pain. I need a culture to change. Can you change? The culture failed me, raised me, praised me, then it jailed me. Told me how to dress, not how to feel free. All this swagger, but it drained me. The culture failed me, but my mask would never save me. I gave my soul for what they said I should be. Now I'm writing my own way to be free. I'm finding a new way to be me.
If we agree with you, then we're black. We love black people. If we find ourselves in opposition to what you say, all of a sudden we hate ourselves and we hate black people. Who died and left you that kind of authority with your opinion? Who? Tell me.
You said the mask don't fit me, but it's glued to my name. Every headline paints me wicked, 'cause I won't think the same. You see trouble when I walk in, like I set this place on fire. But I just talk like my granddaddy, and it cuts through all your choir. You want me to be the villain, so I'll be there. I'll be there. Not a shadow that you're killing, I'm the storm that's fighting back. I'm not a villain, I'm a super villain. That's a fact. You wrote the script, I'm just living, so I'll be there. I'll be there. You get nervous when I'm smiling, 'cause you know it's not for show. I won't bow to your approval, I'm too grown to play that role. You throw labels like they shackles, try to change what I believe, but your story got a plot hole when I'm the one that's free. You want me to be the feeling, so I'll be that. I'll be that. Not a shadow that you're killing, I'm the storm that's fighting back. I'm not a villain, I'm a super villain. That's a fact. You wrote the script, I'm just living, so I'll be that. I'll be that. Call me heartless, call me crazy, call me every name you know. All that talk just turns to power, watch my true colors glow. You want me to be the villain, so I'll be that. Not a shadow that you're killing, I'm the storm. Fighting back. I'm not a villain, I'm a super villain.
No, chill for what? Who is this nigga?
Let them talk, baby. They don't know what we got. I see them running in the streets, chasing after crowns, trying to be the loudest voice in every single town. They say I'm moving backward cause I like to serve my king, but they don't know the peace and the power that you bring. I'll keep your plate hot, I'll keep the house still. I love to be the soft place where you can heal. They call it slavery, I call it devotion, while they drowning in a sea of mixed emotion. If loving you right makes me a pygmy, then baby pick me. I'm exactly where I wanna be. I don't want the headache, I don't want the fight. I just wanna be the one holding you at night. I follow your lead, I let you take control. You got the vision, baby, you got my soul. Call me a pygmy, call me a fool, but I'm the one winning while I'm lying next to you. They brag about being boss, they brag about the grind, but look inside their eyes, tell me what you find. Microwave dinners and a pillow full of tears, trading a family for a couple lonely years. I respect your frame, I respect your mind. A masculine love is so hard to find. I ain't competing, I ain't keeping score. You handle the world, I handle the door to your peace. Let the new age girls argue on the net, let them argue. They haven't found a man that they can trust yet. I'm catering to you, body and soul, playing my position, playing my role. You protect, you provide, I submit, I reside in your kingdom. If loving you right makes me a pygmy, then baby pick me. I'm exactly where I wanna be. I don't want the headache, I don't want the war. I just wanna be the woman that you adore. I follow your lead, I let you take control. You got the vision, baby, you got my soul. Call me a pygmy, call me a fool, but I'm waking up happy, lying next to you. Let them stay mad, we'll stay in love. I'm your pygmy forever. Forever, 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 yeah.
You are now rocking with the best. Support the Angryman. Support the stream.
Son of heart racing, no delay. This life don't wait, so I'm on my way. Oh, oh, oh. Feet hit the pavement, sunrise grinning. Life's a roulette and I'm always spinning. Pocket full of dreams, got the world in my hands. No map, just vibes and unplanned plans. Sweat on my brow, running wild through the city. Clock ticking loud, but it ain't that gritty. feel my soul like ink on a loose leaf. Every breath a moment, no time for grief. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. I'm on in my face, I'm on in my face. Heart like a drum, beating fast, no pause. Life's a movie real, I'ma start with no flaws. Cup running over, champagne fizz. Every day's a blessing, yeah, that's the biz. Jumping over hurdle, life's track and field. Every scar story, every wound's healed. Skyline's my ceiling, dreams stretch wide. Riding shotgun with hope, joy by my side. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. Roll the dice, let it ride. Moonlit nights, ocean tide. Every heartbeat, a melody. Life's a stage on the symphony. Slow it down, feel the sound. Breathing deep, feet on the ground. Then a spark, hit a call. One more run, give it all. Full throttle, no brakes, I'm flying. Every second counts, ain't no denying. Living for the now, future can't wait. No rewind button, I'm on in my face, yeah, yeah. No rewind, no regret. Sunset phase, but I ain't done yet, yeah. I'm on in my face, yeah.
And we are back yet again. Shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. And I want to say happy Ignorance Day to each and every one of y'all. We definitely going to talk about that a little bit later on. But y'all already know what time it is, man. Make sure y'all are supporting the show. We're going to start off the show with something that I didn't realize we were going to have for this most auspicious Ignorance Day. But we're going to hold on one second. Hold on one second. Just 1 second, right? This is definitely Ignorance Day. Somebody answer this question for me. How many times do I have to tell people that the music being played at the beginning of the show is AI? Like, how many times do I got to say that? Like, am I to believe that everybody that comes over here is watching my show for the first time? Like, we've been playing this music for almost a year now. So, So, like I said, on this most auspicious day of ignorance, I didn't realize we were going to get to review the Carmelo Anthony footage. That's right. I didn't realize they had released the Carmelo Anthony footage. So, press a 1 in the chat if you guys want to review the Carmelo Anthony footage. Hit a 1 in the chat if y'all want to review the Carmelo Anthony footage. Now, y'all already know how we do. Before we even get into anything, we need 10 people to contribute to the show for the Bino roll call. Most of y'all already know what it is. If you don't know what it is, we try to get at least 10 people to contribute to the Bino roll call. The Bino roll call is dropping 20 or more. If you drop 20 or more, you will be one of the 10 for the Bino roll call. And we will read your messages first. So make sure you guys are contributing to the show. We already got 3 people on the Bino roll call. If you want your message read immediately, all you have to do is be a sponsor of the show or a super sponsor of the show. Anybody that drops 100 or more will be a sponsor of the show. Anybody that drops 500 or more will be a super sponsor of the show. Let's see. So make sure you guys are contributing to the show. Let's see. AM at SYLP is showing both the video and the body cam video. Let's see. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at the wide lens video, and then we're gonna look at the body cam video, but we're not gonna do nothing until we get 7 more people on the Bino roll call. We need 7 more people on the Bino roll call. We need 7 more people on the Bino roll call. Excuse me, we need 6 more people. 5 more people. Yo, shout out to Chaos Raider in the building. Appreciate you, broski.
That's that Bino energy.
Oh, it's a lot better than we usually do. All right, chums up. Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Dragons!
Shout out to Chaos Raider, said salute AM and the Bino Nation. You know, it's almost like while we're waiting on some more people to contribute, it's almost like Christmas came early. Now, why do I say that? I say that because they just happen to, and somebody petty as hell. Somebody petty as hell, bruh. I ain't even going front. Whoever decided to release this footage on Juneteenth is petty as hell. But I'll take it. I'll take it because this it's almost like Christmas came early, bruh. It's almost like Christmas came early because for that footage to be released on one of the most ass ignorant holidays that was ever created, you can't make this up. In fact, how many of you in here press a 1 if you're celebrating Happy Ignorance Day? Press a 1 if y'all celebrate Ignorance Day. Press a 1 if y'all are celebrating Ignorance Day. Press a 1 if you celebrate Ignorance Day. And look, I can tell y'all right now, there's some black folks watching my show right now. You'll be surprised who actually watches my show. There are people that can't stand me that watch my show. And you know the reason I know is because they be knowing details about me that you would only know if you watch my show. like they would, bruh, people would get mad at me and start cursing. And they'll say some shit like, that's why on June 6th, you was wearing that goofy shirt and it had such and such written on it. I'd be like, damn, nigga, do y'all be watching me like that? But yeah, there's people that can't stand me that's watching me. I guarantee you, somebody saw the thumbnail. And they was like, oh, Angryman back at it. He about to start talking shit about Juneteenth. You're damn right. I sure am. I sure am. It's one of the dumbest holidays ever created. Ever created. It proves definitively that as a culture, we don't have any self-respect. We don't have any self-respect at all, right? At all. It's one of the goofiest. Like, but today what I'm going to do, I'm not just going to go in on it the way I normally do. I'm going to break down for you guys why they promote it so hard. I'm going to break down why they push for it so hard. You feel me? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would you celebrate the day that one group finally found out they were free when others already knew they were free? Why would you celebrate the minority? Why would you celebrate the group that was ignorant of the fact that they were free? Why would you celebrate that? That doesn't make any damn sense. And you want to know what's absolutely diabolical to me, and it makes absolutely no sense. Like, I could literally predict what black folks are going to choose to celebrate. I can literally predict it. All you have to do is look at the choices. If it's something that makes sense, that you can find a sense of pride in, and something that you can be proud of, niggas don't want to deal with that. Now, if it's something ignorant, if it's something foolish, if it's something that don't make no damn sense whatsoever, that's what, not only are black folk gonna celebrate that, but they gonna get mad at you if you don't celebrate it. They gonna get angry with you if you don't. You know how many black folks out here right now mad at other black folks because they're not celebrating this bullshit? Do you have any idea how many are out here angry? I'm talking about raging against the machine, angry that you not celebrating June. What you mean you ain't celebrating Juneteenth? What you mean? We ain't know nothing about no Juneteenth our whole damn life. Our whole damn life. If you a Gen Xer, you ain't know nothing about no damn Juneteenth. Now all of a sudden we supposed to celebrate some shit just because they say so. just because Joe Biden and his racist ass think we should celebrate it. That's what's funny about it. That's what's hilarious about it. These Negroes are out here celebrating some shit, a freaking holiday that was given to them by their former slave masters. That's what's so funny about the shit. How the hell you gonna celebrate a holiday given to you by the individuals that didn't want to tell you you was free? Does that make any sense? The individuals that did not want to tell them folks down in Texas that they was free is the same people, the same party that gave you that holiday. Like it doesn't even make logical sense, bruh. It doesn't even make logical sense. But we need 3 more people. We need 3 more people, preferably on the Cash App side of the game. We're gonna get quiet because you know if I keep talking, if I keep talking and entertaining, you feel me? Let's see. McQueenie said, we've been celebrating Juneteenth in Buffalo, New York, many years before Joe Biden recognized the holiday. And guess how many of us give a fuck? Guess who gives a fuck? McQueenie. Guess who cares? Guess, take a wild guess who cares. Can you guess? Here come one of these tap dancing house Negroes. We've been celebrating it before Joe Biden said it. And then what make it so bad? It can't even be. It can't even be something that makes sense. It always got to be. It always got to be some ignorant shit. It can't be. It can't be June 19th. It got to be Juneteenth. It gotta be something ignorant that don't even make no sense, bro. It gotta be some made up shit. You feel me? This well, Juneteenth. We gonna call it Juneteenth because it's in June and it's the 19th. So we gonna take the 9 out. We gonna call it Juneteenth. I swear, y'all just don't look. There's no amount of explanation, right? There's absolutely no group of words in the English language that I can formulate to express how much Negroes get on my nerves, bro. There's nothing I can say that will ever, you'll never, bro. To all of you people, this is what's so funny. You got people that jump on panels, they be like, oh, angry man, you always got a problem with black folk. I be sitting there listening to them. I be like, you really don't even know. Like, you haven't even, bro, you haven't even scratched the surface. You will never, as long as you're living, you will never fully comprehend how much I can't stand you niggas. You will never in your life understand it. You feel me? Now, let's get it straight. I love black folk. There's a whole slew of black people that I love to death. But you niggas, and you know who you are. You know, oh my God, you know who you are. You know who you are. There's nothing that I could, that's why when y'all look, when you come on a panel and you start talking crazy to me, if I have identified you as a Romulan, if I have identified you as a Romulan, I promise you, there's nothing you could say that is going to offend me to the degree where I'm going to feel like, oh my God, I can't believe you got that opinion of me. I really don't give a shit. Oh, here he come again. Let's see what he had to say this time. He said, you are hilarious. You can be so hateful towards your own people and the achievement we as a people have. Man, shut your ignorant ass up. How the hell did you achieve? First of all, let's be clear about something. Finding out 2 years later that you're no longer enslaved is not an achievement. That is incompetence. You dumb ass mother. That is not an accomplishment, bruh. That's incompetence. Okay? That's not an accomplishment, fam. And let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you something, bro. Let's be clear about something with your little goofy ass picture. Let's be clear about something. Don't come up here and tell me that I'm being hateful towards my own people because I'm using words. Okay? Don't do that. And I'm going to tell you why I don't do that, because guess what? I haven't taken a single black life. Not one. So this is what I want you to do. Instead of churning up all of that smoke for the angry man, go churn that smoke up for them niggas in the hood that's literally killing each other. Go churn that smoke up for all you individuals that refuse to support black businesses. All you individuals that show up to the black business talking about some, can I get a hookup? Churn up that smoke for all of you, all of the individuals in the hood that's selling drugs to pregnant women and their own damn people. The funniest thing in the world to me is that you Negroes will live in a neighborhood where black folks is doing the most debaucherous shit known to man. You will walk your ass down that street, turn a blind eye to it, look the other way and pretend like you don't even see it. And then you'll get home and you'll jump on the internet and talk shit to somebody with an opinion. That's what's so funny about it. You'll literally jump your ass up here and have all the smoke in the world for somebody with words, somebody that has an opinion. So you'll jump up here and be mad at me for talking about the drug dealers in the black community, but you don't got no smoke for the actual drug dealers in the black community. You'll jump up here and tell me that I'm hateful for talking about my own people, but you ain't got no smoke for the people in your hood that's actually destroying their own people. How does that work? Please explain to me how that works. Please explain to me how that would look. Notice he don't got no answer for that. Notice he don't got no answer for that. Notice he has no answer for that. He has no answer for that. You want to protect the black community from my words, but you don't protect the black community from Planned Parenthood. You don't protect the black community from the hustle of the Democrat Party. You don't protect the black neighborhood from gang culture. You don't protect the black neighborhood from single motherism. You don't protect the black neighborhood from absentee fatherism. You don't protect the black neighborhood from anything. But you come to the internet to protect the black neighborhood from my words. You know why you do that? Because you're a coward. It's easy to come to the internet and critique somebody that is critiquing the black community, but it's hard to go to your community and actually tell niggas that's cutting up to stop doing what they doing. That's why you do it, because you're a fucking coward. You come to the internet and you got all the smoke in the world for me because I got an opinion about the black community, but you will not take your ass down there and tell none of them niggas down there cutting up to stop cutting up. Go ahead and tell me I'm wrong. Go ahead and tell me I'm wrong. I work with others to everything that you say I do not do. Well, get to work, nigga. Why you in here talking to me? Why you in here talking to me? Get to work. Go to work. Go to work. You're wrong. About what? About what? About what? I'm wrong about what? Go ahead and answer that question for me. Go ahead and answer that question for me. Let me ask y'all a question. Let me ask y'all a question. How many of you, and I'm pretty sure the Bino Nation has figured this out. I'm pretty sure most of the Bino Nation has figured this out, but I'm gonna ask everybody else. How many of you have figured out that it gives me pure pleasure when individuals like that get mad about my opinions? How many of y'all have figured that out? How many of you have figured that out? What did John Witherspoon say on Friday about catching dogs? That's my pleasure. That's my pleasure. I love it. I love it. And you know why I love it? You know why it's so savory? You want to know the reason why? It's magnifique. You know the reason? Because you niggas are only mad because you know what I'm saying is true. And you know being mad at me makes you full of shit. That's why. That's why. That's why it's so delectable. There is nothing that tastes better than the fury of a hypocrite. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because there's nothing you can say to me that is going to excuse what goes on in our community. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. The fact that I am a law-abiding citizen, a married man who has raised his children, who is successful, who is a published author, who goes live every single day and offers advice that has helped countless people. You're not going to be able to look at me and say, well, angry man, you're worse than the community. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it because based on the community, based on the Black community, I'm an overachiever. I'm an overachiever. And see, I know that your logic is a little off, but this is the way it works in every other community. In every other community, every other race, it's the overachievers that get to critique the underachievers. See, I know this is confusing to you because you niggas think the worst of you is supposed to lead the way. You think the worst of you is supposed to be the thought leaders. You think the worst of you supposed to dictate how shit's supposed to be. I know. I know it's confusing. It's confusing. Your world is upside down. It's ass backwards or bass ackwards. You don't understand the way shit's supposed to work, and that's the main reason why you're in the condition you're in. That's the main reason why nothing ever improves, because you're backwards. Okay. I can sit up here and talk my shit all day long. And the reason I can sit up here and talk my shit all day long is because guess what? I ain't never been to prison. Ever. I ain't never got no felony. Ever. Okay? I ain't never got no felony. All of my children are by one person. One. Now, while I may not have been married, I'll give you that, but I was with that person for 10 years. And I was with that person for 2 years before I even had a kid. So my kids were still created within the confines of a relationship, within the confines of a two-parent household. Some would even say that I classified for common law marriage, right? But here's the reality. Regardless, there is nothing that any of you from the hood can say to me about my opinions and my critique that's going to be, there is nothing about my opinions and my critique of the Black community that is worse than the actual behavior on average in the Black community. I'm going to say that again. Right? Carlos said, just curious, but have you always felt this way about Juneteenth AM or new in your mindset? I've been felt this way. How many shows have y'all seen me do about Juneteenth? Matter of fact, Jay Jermaine has been here for a minute. Malika's been here for a minute. To Malika and Jay Jermaine, how long have I been talking shit about Juneteenth? How long have I been talking shit about Juneteenth? Shout out to Leek. Leek said, you've done it a lot. I've been watching since 2022. Malika said, since 2015. Jay Jermaine said, all day. This ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new. I've been talking shit about Juneteenth. Because it's a stupid holiday. Now, if black folks want to actually have a real holiday, okay, cool. But that one is a stupid holiday. Straight up and down. But it doesn't surprise me that y'all latch on to it because niggas will look for any reason to celebrate. But again, I gotta go back to my statement. Shout out to Will. Says salute to you, OG, for being a real one since day one. Appreciate you. I gotta go back to my original statement. And my original statement goes as follows. There is absolutely nothing that I have said or will ever say that is worse than the actual behavior of the average nigga in the hood. And until you can deal with the latter, shut the hell up about the former. That's logical. Anybody that wants to tell me that's illogical, you're just proving how slow you are. I'm going to say it again. What is worse? People tearing up the community or someone talking shit because people are tearing up the community? What's worse? Niggas selling drugs or black people talking shit about niggas selling drugs? Which one is worse? Which one is worse? Somebody answer that question for me. Which one is worse? So again, you're never going to be able to shame me out of pointing out the bullshit. You're never going to be able to do that. And the reason why you can never do that is because I don't want to hear nothing about how I shouldn't be talking about the bullshit when you don't give a damn about fixing the bullshit. If you don't care about fixing the bullshit, you shouldn't care about me talking about the bullshit. If you don't care about fixing the bullshit, you shouldn't care about me talking about the bullshit. But see, I'm going to tell you what I think it is. I think, and this is just my personal opinion, right? Because look, I'm going to keep it real with y'all. The way you figure out who the black folks are and who the niggas are, it's easy how you figure this out. All you do is just start talking about the things that go on in the community that shouldn't be going on. That's all you gotta do. All you gotta do is start talking about those things. Start having a conversation about the things that's going on in the community that shouldn't be going on. The niggas are the ones that's gonna have a problem with you saying. And the reason why they're gonna have a problem with it, because they don't see nothing wrong with what you're talking about. In other words, if you start talking about how it's a shame that black folks is in the hood selling drugs, only the niggas is gonna get mad that you talking about that, because they don't care about black folks selling drugs in the hood. If you start talking about gang culture, it's the niggas that's gonna get mad at you because they don't care about gang culture being in the community. They condone it. So you got to realize every time one of these niggas gets upset with you, when you start talking about the dysfunction, that is their confession that they don't view it as dysfunction. They condone it. They condone all of that shit. Because why else would you get mad when somebody brings it up? I mean, just think about it. If something's going on in a community and you hate the thing that's going on in that community, and somebody starts talking about it, you're gonna be like, finally, thank God. I'm glad, man. I'm glad I wasn't the only one that saw that shit. I'm glad somebody's talking about it. Somebody needs to talk about it. Somebody needs to do something about it. Am I right or wrong? If you're tired of people throwing trash on the street and somebody says, hey man, I'm tired of all of this trash on the street, you're gonna be like, absolutely, I'm tired of it too. We should do something about this shit. But if you come outside and you say, hey man, I'm tired of this trash on the street, and somebody say, hey man, shut up, all you ever do is want to talk about what go on in our community, like our community is bad and shit, man, be quiet with all of that bullshit. The reason why that guy's talking like that is because he's probably one of the main motherfuckers that's throwing trash on the street. That's why. Like, it don't get no more simple than that, bruh. Shout out to Mr. Lone Star in the building with the 100 spot. Let's see. Let's get him on the board here.
That's that Bino energy.
Oh, it's a lot better than we usually do.
All right, chums up.
Ready, guys?
Let's do this. Leroy Jenkins.
He says, salute AM. All my life since I was a kid, the only people I knew celebrated it was from Texas, but now the whole U.S. is doing it, and there's even a Miss Juneteenth pageant that fights against sexist ideas. It's like we love symbolism, but not actual substance. That's a fact. That's a fact, broski. That is a fact. That's a fact. Symbolism over substance. That's what it always is. That's what it always is. But again, going back to what I was saying, the only people, because everything that I'm saying is right and exact. It ain't, bro. Do you know how many, bro? You think about everybody's holidays. Think about all of the group's holidays, right? Think about all of the holidays. You feel me? All of the holidays are meant to be prideful, right? They're meant to be prideful. You feel me? So when you think about the fact that Juneteenth is based off of niggas finding out that they've been free for over 2 years and they just now finding out about it. Do you know how many jokes you can make out of that? Like, don't even get me started with the implications behind CP time. Like you could, bro, I could make so many jokes about that shit. I could be like, black people so goofy they was late to their own freedom. Like, it's like, why would you celebrate something that makes you look goofy? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you celebrate something that makes you look goofy, incompetent, ignorant, and foolish? Why would you do that? But again, folks will get mad at me. Folks will get mad at me and they'll be like, well, Angry Man, it's just a holiday. Why can't we just have a holiday? Okay. It matters. It matters. I don't understand why black people refuse to understand why it matters. It matters. It matters. Whether you want to act like it matters or it doesn't. It matters. I'm telling you right now. It matters. But let's get to this Bino roll call, and then we're gonna watch this Carmelo Anthony footage and check it out and see what's going on. Yo, by the way, make sure y'all are supporting the show on the Cash App side of the game too. I don't know what's going on with the Cash App side of the game. Make sure y'all supporting on the Cash App side too. Let's get it.
Bino check. If you're in the building, show your work. Drop 20 on the Super Chat or Cash App.
Yo, shout out to my man Aaron in the building. Aaron said, look on why Lincoln's dad couldn't own land in Kentucky. His mom was poisoned, was Q domestic in childhood, and Lincoln marched 650K, mostly white men, to death for the real first FBA president to give his life for his people. You can't be serious, right? Wow. Appreciate you, bro. That's gonna be a little too deep for some folk. Said even shout out to
That's that Bino energy.
Shout out to Aaron again. He said, even if my father research into Lincoln being mulatto is wrong, which it isn't, the man marched 650K, mostly white men, to death and gave his life for you. Your culture is officially dead. Just wow. Shout out to Aaron. Appreciate you. But yeah, we gonna get into that as well. We're gonna get into that as well. The whole thing with Lincoln. We're gonna get into that as well. But let's see who else we got in the building. Shout out to the civics professor, said, haven't been able to catch a live in a minute. Salute my brother. Appreciate you.
That's that Bino energy.
Shout out to Young Illuminati. Appreciate you.
That's that. That's that Bino energy. Shout out to Dig Thug. He said, if you look up that clip of Friday when Craig grabs a gun to walk Smokey home, you will notice that black people had a different option about self-defense back then. That's that. That's that Bino energy. Shout out to Beans and Greens. He said, hey, AM, have a wonderful evening. Appreciate you. That's that. That's that Bino energy. Shout out to Jay the Transporter. Appreciate you. That's that. That's that Bino energy. Shout out to Adam Jam. Said game, set, and match. That's that. That's that Bino energy. Shout out to Silent Sniper. Said Delroy Lindo said it best. I love hard-working black people, but I can't stand you ninjas. That's that. That's that Bino energy. Shout out to High Tolerance. Says salute AM. These ninjas here in Tech TX are and will be a lost cause. Peep out Royce White Isaiah Martin debate on Saint in the Center, I think. In my opinion, Sank can do a better job moderating. Fam, my wrench be going up in smoke. That's that. That's that Bino energy. Let's see. And shout out to my man Quentin. Quentin said happy Friday AM and the Bino Nation. That's that. That's that Bino energy. Shout out to Kendra. Said Bino roll call. Appreciate you. That's that. That's that Bino energy. And without further to do, let's pull this video up and see what the hype is about. Let's get it. Let's see. Yeah, let's pull this up. Okay. So that must be Austin right there. And that must be his brother. Not far behind him. Okay, so I think this is Carmelo. Yeah, because he's got the book bag. So that's Carmelo. Okay, so this is the tent right here. I think this is the tent right here that they were under. So you can see movement, but you don't see a lot of movement. You don't see like a commotion. It's like just regular movement for the moment. Let's see. Okay, now I see a little bit of movement towards the back of the tent. Okay, there we go. There's the fight right there. And look, that shit didn't even, bro. Okay, look. I can see it. Hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back. Nobody was jumping him. You could tell right there. He grabbed him. And the moment he grabbed him, he stabbed him. Right there. Grabbed him, stabbed. He ran out. Took off. Okay, so why did he stop? Why did he stop right there? So he starts running again. Starts running again. And then he starts walking like trying to, I guess, walking like calm, like nothing happened. Okay, so he's walking back. Is that the officer that got him? No, he's walking by himself. He's walking by himself. Why is he walking back? So I think this is where the officer grabbed him. I think that's where the officer grabbed him. So the one thing that I can take away from this video, he wasn't getting jumped. Because if he was getting jumped, how the hell he get out of there like that? How did he get out from under there like that? How did he get from under that, or what you call it, like that? Let's go to the other video. Let's go to the other video and see.
But hold on. If somebody is treating the victim, they need to be over there. Don't reach for anything, all right, man? Stop right there for me. Dispatch 443. I got the suspects, and they're currently treating the victim. Again, he's on the north end of the stadium. All right. Any weapons on you like that? Oh, look here.
Copy, I'll be in route.
Help me. Y'all back up a little bit. Come over here for me. Come over here. I'm gonna put your handcuffs for now, okay? Dispatch 443. Everybody can slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now detained.
Everyone else can slow down. Suspects detained in handcuffs.
Hold on. You can open up the channel, and medics are clear to come in. Have them come to the northeast entrance. That's gonna be a gate that's wide open there, and then you come to the victim from there. This is the alleged suspect. All right, bye. Okay. We'll figure that out. So nothing on your person at all? Nothing? No, sir. Mind if I reach in your pockets and stuff and all that? Nothing gonna stab me? No, sir. Okay.
I'm gonna be out with this.
I'm gonna be a little personal there, okay? Just to make sure. All right. The victim's going to be underneath that tent over there, so I'll get medics. Memorial tent over there, guys. All right. He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me. What's happening right now? Victim is over here on the north end. They got staff standing to him right now. This is the alleged suspect. All right. Already? No. We searched them. Got nothing on him. I don't know what happened.
423. Trackers everything about CPR progress for a little bit. Crazy. That's the wrong thing. Crazy.
Sorry, over here. Up to you. It's up to you.
That's fine. This is closer.
Okay. Let me do one more little check of you, okay?
Yes,
you don't mind for reaching your pockets, anything like that? You good?
You're just wearing the one pair of pants? I'm wearing some little underpants. Well, yeah. No, ma'am, I don't think so.
How he go from okay? So I'm confused. A second ago he sounded like he was about to cry. Now he sound calm again.
What's your name, man?
Carmelo Anthony, K-A-R-M-E-L-O.
430, show me out.
Okay.
Crazy.
Have a seat here real quick, man. Watch your head. Let me check your hood here, buddy, okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you what, lean this way so you're not resting on your hands, okay? Yes, all right, see a little bit of blood on your hands there, okay? Yes, all right.
402, I'm on scene.
So your first name is Carmelo?
Yes, K-A-R-M-E-L-O.
Let's see, hold on one second.
Is he gonna be okay?
I don't know yet, man. Carmelo, C-A-R-A.
K-A-R.
K-A-R. M-E-L-O. Carmelo, what's your last name?
So he asked if he was going to be okay. So is he going to be okay?
A-N-T-H-O-N-Y. We're ready, when?
I'm in 12th grade.
10th grade? You go to Emerson?
No, sir.
Where do you go? Centennial. Okay.
I'm in 12th grade.
12th grade?
Yes.
Okay. No, Centennial. All right, sit tight for me real quick, bud, all right? All right. Let me run this guy real quick. Yeah. I haven't talked to him at all.
Interesting.
Oh, hold on.
Interesting.
This is the alleged suspect.
Okay. I am. No, I'm not. I know how it goes. I'm not alleged.
Okay.
Right there. Right there. So here's the thing. All of these individuals wanted to argue with us because this is what I said. I don't know if y'all remember or not. But I was saying, first of all, he said, I'm not alleged, I did it. Do you know how many people was arguing with us that was not accurate, even though we all read it from the police report? We read it from the police report, but everybody was telling us, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. How do you know he said that? Blah, 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 right? Y'all remember that, right? Hold on. I'm gonna play this back again. Listen to what he said.
I'm not. I know how it goes. I'm not alleged. I did. Okay. I'm not. I know how it goes. I'm not alleged. I did. Okay. No, I'm not. I know how it goes. I'm not alleged. I did. Okay. No, I'm not. I know how it goes. I'm not alleged. I did. Okay.
I know how it go. I'm not alleged. I did it. And was calm when he said it too. And was calm when he said it too.
I am. No, I'm not. I know how it goes. I'm not alleged. I did. Okay.
I know how it goes. I'm not alleged. I did it.
This is the alleged suspect.
Okay. I am.
This is the alleged suspect. I am. I know how it go. I'm not alleged. I did it.
No, I'm not. I know how it go. I'm not alleged. I did it. Okay.
Y'all heard that, right? Literally confessed on camera. Literally confessed on camera. But we didn't know what we was talking about. We didn't know what we was talking about. He said, I'm not alleged. I did it. But, and see, here's the thing, right? Because some people will be like, oh, why didn't anybody have any phone footage? Why didn't anybody record it with their phone? Because it happened so quick. Because it happened so quick. It happened so quick. I guarantee you the reason there's no phone footage is because it happened so quick that nobody was able to record it fast enough. I bet you any amount of money. Hold on for a second. Who erased? Who? Nita said, my original opinion on the case stands. He should have gotten more time, and lucky they gave him 35. Man, look, that footage. Because I know what people are going to say. People are going to try to say, oh, he got attacked, blah, blah, blah. Like, no. First of all, he didn't get attacked. He didn't get attacked, right? Because if you notice, what did he say? He said, this is what he said. He said he put his hands on me. In other words, 9 times out of 10, he grabbed him. That's what he did. He grabbed him. He didn't punch him. He didn't he didn't put him in no headlock. He didn't do none of that. He didn't do none of that. He touched him. That's all it was. He touched him, and the moment he touched him, he stabbed the shit out of him. But again, said his hoodie wasn't even messed up from a real fight. No, because it wasn't no fight. It wasn't no fight. Dude grabbed him, and the moment he grabbed him, he stabbed the shit out of him. That's why his hoodie ain't messed up. And look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Let me go back to this footage real quick.
Hold on.
Let me go back to this footage real quick.
Somebody is shooting the victim. They need to be over there.
Under a memorial tent.
Don't reach for anything, all right, man? Stop right there for me.
Let me show you.
443. I got these suspects.
Let me show you. You see this hoodie right here?
And they're currently treating the victim.
You see this hoodie right here?
North end of the stadium.
You know how easy it is to tear a hoodie like this? Everybody that has ever had a hoodie that's made out of this particular material, you know how easy it is to tear a hoodie like this? If he was getting jumped, do you think this hoodie would not have gotten torn or something?
All right. Any weapons on you like that? Go ahead. Oh, look here.
I'm gonna tell you the other thing. Right? Why isn't he out of breath from adrenaline?
Help me, y'all back up a little bit. Come over here for me. Come over here. I'm gonna put your handcuffs for now, okay, bud? Dispatch 443. Everybody can slow down. I got the alleged suspect in handcuffs right now, detained.
Everyone else can slow down. Suspects detained in handcuffs.
Hold on. You can open up the channel, and medics are clear to come in. Have them come to the northeast entrance. That's gonna be a gate that's wide open there, and then come to the victim from there.
You know what bugs me out about this as he's sitting on this damn sidewalk. Like, bro, you want to know what you want to know what's the most messed up thing about this? The most messed up thing about this is he's not going to be the last. He's not going to be the last black boy to make a mistake like this. Because instead of the black community saying he made a terrible mistake that is now going to cost him a chunk of his life in prison, instead of saying that, you got people running around here making every excuse in the book. Every damn excuse in the book. Like, how is anybody supposed to learn their lesson from things like this if you make a bunch of excuses for it? And see, here's my thing. When I look at all of the people that are defending it, when I look at all of the people that's defending it, everybody that's talking they smack, right? The one thing that I think about is this. When do the community, all of the people that's mad about Carmelo Anthony, the people that's mad about George Floyd, the people that's mad about every one of these instances that have some sort of racial component in it, there's two questions that I got to ask. The first question is, why are they never this outraged when it's black on black violence? Right? Why are they never outraged about that? Right? Number two, well, I think I have an answer to that first question. The second question is this. When is there ever an instance where a black person is a perpetrator of violence or some horrible crime that black people actually think they're guilty? When was there ever a time where somebody black committed some sort of heinous crime and black people actually thought they were guilty? In fact, I'm gonna show you something real quick. Black people thought Bill Cosby was guilty. But you know why? Because he had the nerve to criticize him. If it wasn't for that pound cake speech, black folk would have never been quiet while they was prosecuting Bill Cosby. The only reason black people chose to check out and not raise no hell about Bill Cosby being locked up was because of that pound cake speech. Now, to go back to the first question, to answer the first question, because I saw somebody say, why is it black people never have a problem or they're never outraged when it's black on black crime? Well, it's simple. Black people always take the side of the aggressor when the aggressor's black. Black people always take the side of the aggressor when the aggressor is black. If the aggressor is black and they attack somebody white, they're going to take their side definitely because there's a racial component to it. When the aggressor attacks somebody, when the aggressor is black and they attack somebody black, they don't give a shit because in their mind it cancels itself out. If you think I'm lying, I want you to just think about that. How many times does somebody black attack and take the life of another black person and black people are just quiet about it? They're just silent about it. They don't raise no type of hell whatsoever. See, if a black person takes the life of another black person, black people don't care because black people have developed a habit of defending the criminals. You can't be if you're an innocent bystander, if you're an innocent victim in the black community, the only way anybody gonna raise any hell is if the perpetrator is white. In other words, if you're a little kid that catches a stray bullet, or you're a black person that gets the hell beat out of you by the police or shot by the police or whatever, right? The only way anybody's going to care is if the person that did it to you was white. If the person that did it to you was black, nobody's going to give a shit. Look at all of them cops down there in Memphis and what they did to that black dude. They swept that shit all the way under the rug. They swept that bullshit all the way under the rug. Hell, I was one of the few people that was even talking about it. I can't name how many young black kids have caught stray bullets, and I don't see nobody talking about that shit. I don't see nobody doing no live streams about it. I don't see nobody doing live streams about it. If you're black in the black community, and see, here's the thing. That's the main reason why none of these black folk in the hood have a right to talk shit to black folk that leave the hood. Why wouldn't you leave the hood? You know, as a black person, that if you get victimized in the hood by another black person, nobody's going to give a shit. Nobody's going to give a shit. If you are a black father or a black mother and your teenage son gets shot by some ignorant ass gang member who also happens to be black, niggas in the hood is more likely to defend that nigga that shot your son than to ask for justice for your son. Go ahead and tell me I'm lying. Or did y'all not just see this situation with Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Mane and how everybody's on Pooh Shiesty's side, even though Pooh Shiesty was the one trying to rob Gucci Mane? I'm going to say it again. If your son is a teenager that just goes to school, gets decent grades or good grades, does what he's supposed to do, he's not part of no gang, he not no thug, he not no YN, he not none of that. If he happens to get shot by accident by some YN that's part of a gang, the people in the community are more likely to defend that nigga. They're gonna be running around with free my whatever his name is on their shirt and shit. Like, let's be real. If I'm lying, I'm flying. And the reason why is because Black people have developed a habit of defending the criminal. Black people defend the criminal in every case, not just when the criminal attacks somebody non-Black. Black people defend the criminal even when they attack somebody Black. Why do you think every time I get up here and I get to talking about the ills of the community, the first thing niggas want to do is talk shit to me? How dare you talk about the community, Angryman? Fuck the community. Do you even have a community? Do you even have one? You Negroes love to get up here on YouTube capping and perpetrating and pretending like you ain't got no damn community. There's very little difference between your community and a prison. You don't have a community. You have a hellhole is what you have. And it's getting worse by the day. And when I say stuff like that, people are like, see, that's what let me know you against the community. Why? Because I'm against violence, because I'm against ignorance, because I'm against foolishness. What I want to know is, when did being a criminal become synonymous with being Black? When did ignorance become synonymous with being Black? When did foolishness and debauchery and bullshit become synonymous with being Black? Oh, well, it's not synonymous with being Black. Then you shouldn't get offended every time I talk about it. You shouldn't get upset every time I talk about it. Look at this stupid shit. This is a prime example. This is a prime example. We don't even have a nation, but yet we complain about unity and all this other sucker shit. Look, wow, every other culture bonds together. It's really sad. See what I mean? Why would I bond with you over foolishness and bullshit? I'm against all that, and I will talk about it if I feel like it. That's why I agree with you, Angryman. It don't sound like it. It sounds like you was. I don't know, but you know, it's a text message, so I can't get the total context in the text message. But that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you was disagreeing with me. But we shouldn't be bonding over criminal activity. We shouldn't be bonding over foolishness. We shouldn't be bonding over bullshit. What we should be bonding over is productivity. What we should be bonding over is the things that the things that would benefit us, not the BS. Not the BS. But that's what we bond over. That's what we bond over. This shit is crazy.
This is the alleged suspect. All right, okay. We'll figure that in a minute. So nothing on your person at all? Nothing? Mind if I reach in your pockets and stuff and all that? Nothing gonna stab me? Okay. A little personal there, okay? Just to make sure. Okay. All right. The victim's going to be underneath that tent over there, so I'll get medics.
At a track meet. At a track meet. That's the other thing that people just refuse to acknowledge. It's a track meet. It's a high school track meet. You done stabbed somebody to death at a high school track meet. And you niggas jumped smooth on the internet to defend it. Like I'm gonna tell you the truth. I never thought I would see the day. I never thought I would see the day. Like in the past, I want to say 5 to 10 years, you niggas have turned into something that I never thought I would see. Jumped smooth out the window, jumped right on the internet to defend a teenager stabbing the shit out of another teenager at a track meet. And the first thing you do is, well, he shouldn't have touched him. How many of y'all done got the fights in school? Gotten into fights at basketball games and football games. Nobody stabbed the shit out of you. There's even been times where you almost got into a fight where the two of you pushed each other. Or you did that thing where both of you put your shoulder up against each other. Nobody got stabbed. Nobody got stabbed. It's a high school track meet, bruh. They're both high schoolers. So on the one hand, and see, this is what's so crazy about this. What's so crazy about this is you niggas don't even realize how nonsensical your argument is. I can literally lay it out for you right now. I could say one sentence. I could say one sentence that makes all of y'all's defense bullshit. One logical sentence that once I say this shit and you really think about it, you're going to be like, holy shit, I never thought about it like that. Press a 1 if y'all want me to say it. Matter of fact, yo, support the Cash App. Support the Cash App side of the game, man. We need 10 people on the Cash App or definitely a sponsor on the Cash App side. Hit the Cash App and support the show. We need a sponsor on the Cash App side of the game. The sentence goes very simply like this. So there are numerous individuals saying that Austin should not have been aggressive and put his hands on Carmelo. They then say Carmelo was defending himself, so it's justified. Right? Here's my question, or here's my statement. Here's my sentence. How can you, in one breath, say that a high school student stabbing another high school student to death is justified, but a high school student pushing another high school student is the worst thing that you could ever do? How does that make logical sense? How does that make logical sense? I want someone to make that make logical sense. So a shove or even someone grabbing you, high school students, a high school student shoving another high school student or grabbing another high school student was enough for that student to stab them in the heart as if they were trying to kill Dracula. That's what you're telling me. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me that amount of force is justified because of a shove. That's what you're telling me. How does that even make sense? How does that even make sense? See, what nobody wants to say is what really happened. What really happened is either one of two things, and neither one of those things was really self-defense. One of two things happened. Either one, he overreacted, which was wrong, or two, he fucking meant to do the shit. Those are only two options. Those are only two options, because you don't accidentally stab someone in the fucking heart. I don't care. I don't care who you are. No one accidentally stabs someone in the heart with that level of force. You don't. You don't. You don't. I know a dude that almost lost his life because his baby mama stabbed him in the chest with a kitchen knife. And the only thing that saved his life was the fact that the knife was only a short distance away from his heart. But here's what I know for a fact. She meant to stab that nigga. It wasn't like she was just by accident. No, she meant to stab that nigga. She meant to stab his ass. So that, like, I'm sorry, I'm not one of these people that thinks everything is all sugary and nice and all of this crap. And look, I'm not saying that Austin was no angel. I'm not saying that either. Like I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. He grabbed Carmelo Anthony's ass with intention of fucking him up. I know he did. But his intention of fucking him up wasn't to take his life. His intention was, I'm going to beat this kid up and teach him a lesson. You feel me? And as much as y'all don't like that he was doing that, and as much as y'all feel like he was in the wrong and didn't have a right to do that, that still does not justify, in the eyes of the law, that level of retaliation. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. And I know it's like people are going to be like, well, he's defending himself. He's supposed to be able to defend himself. Absolutely. Absolutely. He's supposed to be able to defend himself. But stabbing somebody in the heart, bro, I'm sorry, that's a bridge too far. That's a bridge too far. Stabbing somebody, and the fact that you nigga, and see, here's the thing. You Negroes, you get up here and you try to act like, well, you know, I agree that he should get some time. I just don't think they should have gave him 30. Have you noticed that everybody that says that, have you noticed now one of them has said how much time he should get? Have you noticed that everybody that says that shit, there isn't a single person that has said, well, I think he should have only got 5 years, or I think he should have only got, but here's the funny thing. This is what's so hilarious about the shit. You want to know what's hilarious about it? You want to know what's so freaking interesting about it? Press 1 if you want to know. Press 1. I'm gonna put you on the game about some shit. Matter of fact, hold on. We got a timeout, man. I don't know what the hell is going on with the support on the Cash App side of the game. We need support on the Cash App side of the game. We need some support on the Cash App side. We gonna pause for the cause right now. We're going to pause for the cause right now until we get some support on the Cash App side before we get to the main topic. Before we get to the main topic, we need some support on the Cash App side of the game before we get to the main topic. All right, now y'all support the show. If not, I can shut the show down and go back to making my YouTube shorts. You feel me? Let's see. We got 2 people on the Cash App side. We got 2 people on the Cash App side. Yo, fam, get your stupid ass out of my chat room. I'm not even going to boot you. I'm just going to tell you to get out of my chat room. Leave my chat room, bro. Leave my chat room. did no group of white kids jump him because of his color. Get your goofy ass out of my chat room with that bullshit. You worse than them white folks during the Jim Crow era. You worse than them white folks during the Jim Crow era. Get your goofy ass out of here, bro. Get out of here. Let's see how many people we got on the Cash App side of the game. We got 4 people. We need 6 more people. We need 6 more people on the Cash App side of the game. Look. Here's the reality that nobody wants to acknowledge. Carmelo could have got 5 years. He could have got 5 years and manslaughter. Yeah. To all you legal experts, all you legal beagles that's up here running your mouth, he could have got 5 years and manslaughter. Ask me how. Ask me how. Ask me how. Ask me how. Whenever someone commits a crime like this, they are offered a plea bargain. He could have took a plea bargain. He probably would have got manslaughter and 10 years. He would have been eligible for parole in 5. That boy could have came home at 24 years old. But the reason he didn't take that plea bargain, no matter how much you Negroes don't want to admit it, is because his parents told him to fight the case. And the reason why he didn't take that plea bargain is because the moment he took that plea of guilty, that Give, Send, Go would have been shut down and they wouldn't have been able to collect no more money. Why you niggas ain't talking about that? Since you want to talk about racism and all of that, why you ain't talking about that? You got caught at the scene stabbing somebody in the chest. You literally had blood on your hands. You had a weapon somewhere you wasn't supposed to have a weapon. And you did the shit in front of numerous witnesses. Why the hell would you think you could beat that case? Why would you not take a plea bargain? There's only one reason. Take a plea bargain. You're now guilty. Bye-bye, Give, Send, Go. Bye-bye, money. Because what happened the moment he got convicted? Give, Send, Go got shut down. he could have gotten a 10-year plea deal and been eligible for parole in 5 years. And nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody, to all of the people that's talking about how racist that county is, talking about how it's a sundown town, all of this bullshit. The one thing them niggas ain't talking about is that plea deal that they turned down. They ain't talking about that. They ain't talking about that, but it goes back to what I said about the black community's new hustle, profiting off of black bodies, profiting off of the behavior of these young black boys or the misbehavior of these young black boys. That's become a meal ticket. That's become a meal ticket. No different than black families not having a problem with family members selling drugs because they know they're going to get money from it. You got whole families that will sit back and condone their cousin being a drug dealer because they know they'll be able to go get some money from them. They know that's going to be a source of income. Nobody wants to say it. Regardless of what Carmelo Anthony did wrong, his family is his family, and they were supposed to be in his corner. And they left that boy out there they hung his ass out there to dry. That's the truth. That's the truth. They hung his ass. Soon as he got into that damn trouble and people started, and that shit got politicized and people started sending in that damn money, they saw dollar signs. I don't care what nobody said. They saw dollar signs. How do I know they saw dollar signs? It's reported, allegedly, that 24 days after that incident, and he got arrested, they started an LLC. For what? For what? Why would you start an LLC? Why were they giving a press conference? Why are you giving your son wasn't the victim? Why are you giving a press conference? I'll tell you why they're giving a press conference, to create more buzz around the situation. See, the worst thing that could have ever happened to that boy is his parents getting up there in front of that camera with that dude, Dominique, whatever his name is, and making it a racial issue. That's the worst thing he could have did, because the moment he made it a racial issue, that put every single juror that was black in question. Because you got people talking about they had 3 black people that was going to be on the jury, but the prosecution struck them down. I would have too, the way you niggas is acting. Y'all acting like y'all gonna freaking call him, y'all gonna rule innocent just because he black. Some of you, bro, why would you not ask to remove jurors that you know are going to be biased because of the publicity of the damn trial? The worst thing that Carmelo Anthony's family could have done is pour fuel on that fire. They took their ass and had that press conference probably the idea of that dude, Dominique, whatever his name is, and they made it about race. When the Metcalf father showed up there to pray with them, they should have just went ahead and prayed with him. They should have just went ahead and prayed with him, because that would have eliminated that whole racial component. That would have eliminated that whole propaganda or that sensationalism about race. Now, some of y'all gonna be like, well, Angryman, you saying that, but why they got to turn down the help of Dominique, whatever his name is, and why? Let me ask you this. Did Jeff Metcalf accept the help of the Proud Boys? When people showed up to him wanting to push the racial component of that, what did Jeff Metcalf say to them? What did he say to them? See, a lot of y'all don't remember that. A lot of y'all don't remember that. When they tried to make Austin Metcalf's death about race on the white side, Jeff Metcalf denounced that shit. He told them, look, stop trying to make money off of my son's death. That's what he did. If the Anthony family would have did the same thing with Dominique Alexander or whatever his name is, Ben Crump, whoever else, if they would have did that same thing, they could have nipped that whole race thing in the bud. And if they wouldn't have been about the sensationalism and the money, they would have told their son to take that plea. Their son would have got 10 years. He'd have been out in 5. But see, the reason why those white guys was trying to make Austin's death about race is because of their own agenda and their own selfishness. The reason why the Anthonys and all of the people that linked up with them was trying to make the case about race was because of their own selfishness. The reason why you niggas get up here on YouTube talking about this shit from the racial aspect is because of your own selfishness. None of it has to do with the case. None of it has to do with justice. None of it has to do with the tragedy that happened, which is one boy went in the ground and the other boy went to prison. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. You don't care. As Tony Soprano said, you're just here to pick the bones. You're vultures. You're vultures. You're vultures. And as much as I disagree with Jeff Metcalf when he went on his rant and said all of that racial shit, which, like I said, I don't agree with none of that. But the one thing I will give him credit for, when they tried to racialize his situation on the white side, he nipped it in the bud. He stopped them in their tracks. He said, no, we're not going to do that. And regardless of whether you like him or not, he did take his ass down there to that press conference to pray. And guess what? He was the bigger man for doing that. Y'all can't make it seem like he was wrong for going down there. He's the one that lost his son. The fact that he even went down there to be on some peace type shit speaks volumes. He's the one that lost his son. Because I can tell you right now, if it was me, I wouldn't want to be in the room. I wouldn't want to be in the same room with the parents of the boy that did that to mine. I wouldn't even want to be in the same damn room. Drex Wiz said, who's going to Obama's museum? You can go right now. You can go right now. Holla. You can go right now. But yeah, this whole situation was made into a complicated mess that it didn't have to be. It didn't even have to be this complicated mess. They made it a complicated mess. But let's get to the super chats.
It's that time again. We going up.
It's time to read the super chats.
Yo, shout out to Sean. He says salute AM. Shout out to Jeremy. Jeremy said AM keep speaking truth. Appreciate you. Shout out to Anthony. He said thank you for your channel. Appreciate you. Let's see who else we got in the building. Shout out to Leotis, said support the show. Let's see who else we got. Shout out to Crocodile Tears. He said for the replay, we'll check out movie. Appreciate you. Shout out to IMP. He said cook OG cook. See, shout out to Leola, said thanks, excellent video. I only celebrate July 4th. Shout out to Malcolm. He said keep up the hard work. Shout out to Delin, said great show. Shout out to Solomon. He said for the cause, Bino. Shout out to Lamaris, said for the show. Shout out to Cajun Dogfight. He said, bruh, just got in. I'm still puzzled about it.
That's that Bino energy.
Shout out to Jonathan. He said, I'm with you when you write. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Kevin. He said, preach. Let's see who else we got. Let's see. Shout out to Dwayne. He said, I got you, AM. Shout out to High Tolerance. He said the disrespect began at the presser when KA's mother referred to Austin as that Metcalf boy. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's nasty work right there. Shout out to Leotis again. Says support. Appreciate you. Shout out to Carlos. Said Angryman, they released the Carmelo Anthony video and he's guilty as charged. It's a sad video to kind of watch, fam. Anyway, salute. Yeah, if you really want to be truthfully honest, if you look at the video, you can't really. The only reason you know that Austin grabbed him or pushed him is because people said it. From that video, you can't really tell. From that video, all you do is you see the commotion in that split second, and then you see Carmelo come out the back of the tent and then bolt. You feel me? That's not really that video. Like, and then you had Willie D over there talking about some release the video, because if you release the video, they know it's gonna prove his innocence. something's wrong with folks. You feel me? Something's wrong with folks. Let's see. Shout out to Mag Gaines. Said, I thought Trump was racist. Why he ain't banned Juneteenth? Dems lose again. Shout out to High Tolerance. Said, Willie D been keeping ninjas on the plantation since 92 when he dropped You Stealing. Shout out to Mr. Lone Star. Said, self-defense has to be factored by proportionality. Lethal intent for a push is egregious. What happened to fighting? Absolutely. Shout out to Yoshi K. Said, oh man, I've been on the road. Appreciate you. Shout out to Jonathan. He said, how? Shout out to DJ Hanzo for the membership. So, I know I'm about to piss some people off. We about to piss some people off. So, first of all, happy Ignorance Day. See, instead of, July the 4th is Independence Day, Juneteenth is Ignorance Day. And before anybody gets mad at me, is that not accurate? Is not Juneteenth the day that black folk found out that they was free? They didn't know, which is the definition of ignorance. It was down there in Galveston, Texas, and they didn't know that they was already free for 2 years. So they were ignorant of the fact that they were free for 2 years. So, is it inaccurate for me to call Juneteenth Ignorance Day? I just want to ask everybody watching, is that inaccurate for me to call it Ignorance Day? Happy Ignorance Day. Is that inaccurate? Anybody? Tell
them about the gun line, boss.
But there's a better question that nobody wants to answer. The better question is why? Why do they want you celebrating Juneteenth so desperately? What is the hidden meaning? What is the crux of it? What is the hidden reason why they want you to celebrate Juneteenth so badly? Now, let's be clear about it. Black people that want you to celebrate it, they don't have no hidden agenda. They're just goofy. They're just, you give black folks chitlins, they gonna eat it. They don't give a shit. You give them bullshit, they gonna do it. They don't care, right? Some of them, unfortunately. Some of us will, right? So they don't have a hidden agenda, right? But the liberal left and the Democrats, they have a hidden agenda. Why did the Democrats push for Juneteenth to be an actual holiday? Why did the Democrats fight so hard for black people to celebrate Juneteenth? Why are black people celebrating Juneteenth instead of when slavery was actually abolished. Abba's child said, I was wondering the same thing. Well, you're in for a treat today because I'm about to give you the answer. I'm about to give you the answer. And when I give y'all this answer, you're going to be like, holy shit, I never thought about that. You're going to be like, holy crap. If it was a snake, it would have bit you. Sitting right on the tip of your nose. The reason why the Democrats want you celebrating Juneteenth is because if you celebrate the day that Black folks in Galveston, Texas finally found out that they were free, which is 2 years later, it makes the Emancipation Proclamation look like it was ineffective. Why do they want the Emancipation Proclamation to look ineffective? Because they don't want you to know or acknowledge the fact that it was a Republican president, the first Republican president, that set you free. If you celebrate Juneteenth, you don't give a damn about the actual day that you were set free through the Emancipation Proclamation. There's kids right now in this day and age that know what Juneteenth is, and they're going to celebrate Juneteenth, but they don't even know that it was a Republican president that set them free or set their forebears free. See, I don't know if you know this or not. Let me be clear about something. If it was a Democrat president that signed the Emancipation Proclamation, they would still be celebrating that president to this day. If it was a Democrat president that signed the Emancipation Proclamation, you wouldn't have a Juneteenth. The day that you celebrate your freedom would be the day that he signed that Emancipation Proclamation. The reason they want to take the celebration of being freed away from the Emancipation Proclamation and put it on Juneteenth is because it takes away from what Lincoln did. It makes it seem like Lincoln wasn't shit. And that's what they need, because in order to make the Republicans look bad, they have to make it seem like Republicans never did nothing for Black people. And in actuality, when Lincoln freed the slaves, and you got Negroes nowadays that say, well, he didn't free them because he wanted to see Black people free. He did it because of economic reasons, blah, blah, blah. So if that's the damn case, why did Lincoln start issuing Black folks 40 acres and a mule? If it was all some publicity stunt or something to do with economics, then why the hell? Go do your research. Go look it up. Go look it up. When the Emancipation Proclamation was signed, Lincoln actually followed through, and Black folks started getting their 40 acres and a mule. Well, wait a minute, Angry Man. hold on. I was told we never got our 40 acres and a mule. Well, you were lied to. See, what happened is there was a certain area, and I think it was over here on the East Coast. It was a certain amount of land that was allocated, and they started giving it to newly freed slaves. But they put a stop to that. And the former slaves that actually got land, they went and took it back. Wait a minute, Angryman, how did that happen? Well, I don't know if you remember or not, but there was a little thing that happened called the Lincoln assassination. Yeah. John Wilkes Booth blew his head off. That's why black people didn't continue to get their 40 acres and a mule. That's why black people did not continue to get their 40 acres and a mule. Starry Eye said Lincoln was no Republican. Bye. Bye. You're out of here. You're out of here. Now, here's the biggest question historically that nobody wants to recognize or acknowledge. Why did Lincoln free the slaves in the first place? Why did Lincoln free the slaves in the first place? And why did John Wilkes Booth blow his head off? Why? Does anybody know why? Does anybody know why? Anybody? Does anybody know why? I'll put it to you this way. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. Which coin is Lincoln's face on? Which coin is Lincoln's face on? The penny. What is the lowest monetary item? What is the, out of all of the money that we have, out of all the physical money that we have, all of the physical money, what is the lowest of the low? The penny. And what color is it? What color is it? Haven't you ever asked yourself, why are all of the coins the same color except the damn penny? Haven't you ever asked yourself this question? In fact, I'll take it a step further. Haven't you ever asked yourself why not only is Lincoln on the penny, but why is he looking in the opposite direction of the other presidents? If you pull up a penny and a nickel, dime, quarter, all of those presidents are looking in a different direction than Lincoln. There's a secret about Lincoln that they try to hide from you. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just tell you do your research. I'm just going to tell you do your research. But there's a secret about Lincoln that they don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about it. But one thing is for certain, the Democrats hated him. The Democrats hated Lincoln with a passion. They hated Lincoln. Go back and look at Gangs in New York. If you go back and look at Gangs in New York, there's a scene where the butcher, he's walking down the street and there's a picture of Lincoln up there and he takes a knife and throws it and hits Lincoln in the face. They hated Lincoln with a passion. With a passion. They hated him. There's a reason why they hated him. There's a reason why they hated him. But here's the thing. Like I said, they can't have you celebrating the Emancipation Proclamation. Because if you celebrated the Emancipation Proclamation, you would have to acknowledge that would be, if, think about it like this. If they decided to make the Emancipation Proclamation a holiday, every year, with every new generation, they would, the public would be reminded of the president who set Black people free. I'm going to say that again. If they made the holiday for freeing the slaves center around the Emancipation Proclamation, every single year that is celebrated, a new generation of kids would learn about Abraham Lincoln. They would learn that he freed the slaves. And they don't want that. They don't want. Do you know how many Black people don't even know that the Republican Party was started to free the slaves? Do you know how many Black people don't know that Abraham Lincoln, the one who freed the slaves, was the first Republican president? Do you know how many Black people don't know these things? And they want to keep it that way. So the easiest way to keep it that way is to give you Juneteenth. We're not going to celebrate the day you were actually freed. We're going to celebrate 2 years after you were freed. And we're going to use them dumbass niggas down there that was in Galveston that didn't know as the excuse. Because if we use that, we can say, so what if, for those of you that do know that Lincoln freed the slaves, so what if he freed the slaves? He didn't do a very good job of it. Look at how Black folks was down there in Galveston and didn't even know they was free. That's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of it. The whole point of that Juneteenth shit is to discredit Abraham Lincoln and by extension, discredit the Republican Party. That's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of it. It's just like, it's like if Donald Trump right now came up with the cure for cancer. Let's say Donald Trump came up with the cure for cancer on August 8th of 2026. They're not going to make a holiday for August 8th, 2026, because then you would have to acknowledge that it was Donald Trump that found the cure. No, what they would do is they would wait until the last person is cured of cancer, and whatever day that is, that's the day they'll celebrate it, so that they don't have to acknowledge Donald Trump. That's what they would do. That's what they would do. He said, discredit the Republican Party, ? Make it make sense. Yo, do me a favor. Get your ignorant ass out of my chat room, because you're too stupid to even know what the Republican Party actually did for your black ass. So do me that favor. Do me that favor. Trump curing anything is laughable. No, he actually did cure the society of something. He cured the society of something. The moment that he got elected, just him being elected and being president has cured one of the greatest mysteries of our modern era, which is, which one of you are fucking stupid? That's what it cured. We're under no illusions now. Now we know who the dumbasses are. Now we know definitively who the idiots are. Now we know definitively who the morons are. Left wing, right wing, same bird. Kick his dumb ass out of here. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See you later. See you later. Get your dumb ass on up out of here too. Here go another one. Get your dumb ass up out of here too. Here go another one. Bye. Bye. But see, I expect that. Because most of you niggas are followers of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He loved to be places he wasn't supposed to be. He loved to be places he wasn't supposed to be. Or places where he wasn't wanted. You feel me? Like the rest of us got common sense. The rest of us understand you don't go places people don't want you. You feel me? But here you are sitting right up in my chat room. Well, I don't believe this and I don't believe. Go tell it on the mountain, nigga. You tell your story walking. Kick the can further down the road and mumble to yourself, nigga. I don't care. I don't give a shit if you think the left wing and the right wing is two wings of the same bird. Then take your goofy ass down the damn street with that bullshit. Why are you here? Why are you in this country if it's so goofy? If it's so damn goofy and so messed up, why are you here? Why are you here? Look, check this out. This is the type of stupidity we dealing with. This is the type of stupidity we dealing with right here. You're not wanted in the Republican Party either. You see what I mean? This is the type of stupidity we dealing with right here. He thinks that I have to go somewhere and qualify to be in the Republican Party. He doesn't even understand how freedom works. Nigga want freedom and don't even understand how it works. Don't even understand how it works. Mad, upset because the nigga don't agree with him. Upset because the nigga don't agree with him. Upset. Could you explain to the ignorant how the party was flipped? The party was never flipped. The party was never flipped. That's a story they tell you dumbass niggas so you'll vote Democrat. Party's never flipped. That's a story that Democrats tell you stupid niggas so you'll continue voting for them. No matter how much they still behave the way they did during Jim Crow, Reconstruction, all of that shit. You can literally sit there and look at their behavior today and know they're the same party they've always been. But here you niggas come. Well, the party flipped back in the day, and that's the reason why we ain't Republicans no more, because the party flipped, and so now we Democrats. Do me a favor, pull up the quote by Margaret Sanger about how she believed black people were weeds in our society and they needed to be plucked through eugenics, and then went on to found Planned Parenthood, which you niggas participate in at a ridiculous number, which also happens to be one of the agendas of the Democrat Party, which is pro-choice. You know who's pro-life? The Republican Party. The Republican Party don't run around here condoning that type of shit. It's the Democrats that actually push Planned Parenthood. In fact, the first person to receive the Margaret Sanger Award was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Y'all niggas are stupid. I don't know how many ways to say it. I don't know how many times I got to say it. You're stupid, and you don't know you're stupid. You literally support the party that is about using you, destroying you. That's the main reason why in blue cities, they don't care how much crime you commit. They don't care how much crime you commit. They don't want to give you any real punishments because they don't want you to correct your behavior. They want you to get worse. See, that's how it works. They let you do all the little panty-anty shit, give you no cash bail so you can keep doing all the little panty-anty shit. And then after you get a little bit older and there's a new generation out here, then what they do is they wait for you to do some real shit, and then they come out with a 94 crime bill and lock all your asses up. Just like they did back in 92. Just like they did back in 92. But you're stupid because you don't pay attention. You don't pay attention. You don't as much as you run around here talking about when we were slaves, you're so stupid you don't even know who your slave master is. Because I tell you what, if the black folk from the Reconstruction era were here and you told them that you voted Democrat instead of Republican, they probably slapped the taste out your mouth, knowing how much shit the Democrats did to them back in the day. That's right. Your great-great-grandma and great-great-grandpa, if they knew you were voting Democrat today, they probably would slap a Mariah Carey high note out of your ignorant ass. Y'all always talking about the Dred Scott case. How many Republicans was on the Taney court? How many Democrats was on the Taney court? There was 7 judges, if I'm not mistaken. I think 5 of them were Democrat and 2 of them were Republican. Guess which ones voted for Dred Scott to have his freedom? The 2 Republicans. Guess who voted for him not to have his freedom? The Democrats. Like, I could do this shit all day. I could do this shit all day. And look, like LeVar Burton says on Reading Rainbow, you ain't got to take my word for it. You can go do your own research. You can go do your Googles. You can go do your Googles. But we know you're not going to do that because most of you niggas that vote Democrat, you the last time you read a book was when you was in high school. And you didn't want to read that one. So you can come in here and get upset with me all you want. But I tell you what you can do. You can keep getting the same results you've been getting as a Democrat. And I'll keep getting the result that I've been getting as a Republican. I got a better one for you. On the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will was a Democrat and a liberal. Carlton was conservative and part of the Young Republicans Club. Out of the two of them, which one was dumber? I'll wait. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. You go back and look at that damn show. Carlton had a bright future. You didn't know what the hell Will was going to do. Go ahead and tell me I'm lying. Please tell me I'm lying. Carlton had a bright future. We don't know what the hell Will was going to do. When that show was over, the one thing we knew for certain, you remember that last episode, Will's goofy ass didn't even have a place to stay. They was all getting ready to move to New York. He didn't even have a place to stay. In that last episode, we had no doubt in our minds, Carlton gonna go on to be some sort of stockbroker or who the hell knows. We wasn't worried about what Carlton was gonna become. We knew Carlton was gonna be straight. That last episode, Will's goofy ass didn't even have a place to stay. He didn't even have a place to stay. Didn't even have a place to stay because no matter how long he had been around Uncle Phil and Aunt Vid, he still didn't learn shit. He still didn't learn shit. He's still running around keeping secrets, still running around being goofy as fuck. He still didn't learn shit. That's what I took away from that last episode. He still ain't learned nothing. And numerous times his cousin Carlton had to lecture him. He said, "You know what your problem is, Will? You're a slacker. Something don't come easy for you. You're not willing to put it in the work. You know what? You just like Lou." How many of y'all remember that? How many of y'all remember Carlton giving him that lecture and Will not being able to handle that shit? I'm nothing like I'm nothing like Lou. Carlton cooked his ass. Carlton cooked his ass, bruh. And y'all niggas can call, let me tell you something. Y'all can call Carlton lame. Y'all can say he was corny, all of that shit. And guess what? When I was younger and immature, I would agree with you. But now that I'm an adult and I'm mature, I can't even watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air without Will's antics getting on my damn nerves. Now that I'm an adult and I'm more mature, I can look at that show and say, yo, Carlton actually was doing what he was supposed to do. Carlton was doing what he was supposed to do. In fact, the majority of the bullshit that Carlton got caught up in was because of Will. The majority of the bullshit that Carlton got caught up in was because of Will.
And you know something else? I'm tired of all those short jokes. I'm average height. For a woman. I'm large enough for Valerie.
I don't think that's the one.
Let's go. Right.
No, that's not the one. The one where he lectured him was when he had the when he had to look after. Remember, Chris Rock was dressed up like a chick. I can't remember what episode that was. I can't remember what episode that was. Let's see. Carlton covers for Will. Damn, I can't remember that episode. I gotta find that episode one day. You said it's called Get a Job? Nah, that's not the one. That's not the one. Is one where Will is supposed to entertain. Will is supposed to entertain like Chris Rock is a character on the show, and Will is supposed to entertain his sister. And he didn't want to entertain the sister because the sister was basically just Chris Rock in a damn wig and shit. And so Will ditched her and Carlton covered for him. And I think that's the episode where Carlton gave him that lecture. Yeah, I got to find that episode. I'm going to find that clip. But let me get to some more of these super chats and then we going to
It's that time again. We going up.
It's time to read the super chats.
Let's see. Shout out to Yoshi K said, this really has me thinking because how deep do Republicans, in combination with the involvement of the black man, this rabbit hole, how deep does it go even across world history? It goes deeper than you think. It goes much deeper than you think. In fact, let me tell you something. If you start going down that rabbit hole and learning the true history of the country as it pertains to Republicans and Democrats, you're going to be pissed. you're going to be pissed. And the reason why you're going to be pissed is because you've been lied to for the majority of your life. If you're Gen X, if you're baby boomer, Gen X, millennial, you've been lied to your whole life. You've been lied to your whole life. Martin Luther King Jr. is not who you think he was. The Republicans are not who you think they are. And the Democrats are definitely not who you think they are. Bill Clinton isn't who you think he is. Like, bro, if you go through the history and look at the actual history of all of the shit, it's going to piss you off. I can tell you that right now. Shout out to High Tolerance said, I know Negroes in the criminal justice system here in Dallas that are tight-lipped when it comes to their kinfolk felonious activities. By the way, ain't heard a peep about Crockett's bogus security detail. Yeah, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Shout out to Mama said, always said he was black or black and white mixed. He's what you call passing. There was mixed folk back in the day that could pass. They looked like they were white, but they weren't. You feel me? But let me get to my soliloquy. Say what I got to say. So, to everybody watching, Abraham Lincoln was the first Republican president. He signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863. That is the day freedom was declared. Juneteenth is June 19th, 1865. That's 2.5 years later. So right out the gate, we're celebrating a day that sits 2.5 years after the actual Declaration of Freedom. Hold that thought. June 19th, 1865, a Union general named Gordon Granger rode into Galveston, Texas, and read General Order Number 3. That order enforced what had already been law for 2.5 years. Texas was the last holdout. It was the most remote Confederate state. The Union Army had the least presence there, and the slaveholders simply kept the news quiet so they could squeeze out another harvest or two. So Juneteenth isn't the day freedom happened. It's the day the enforcement finally caught up to the last place that was hiding it. Now sit with the choice that we made. We took the day the news finally arrived, the day of the delay, and what made and then see this is what annoys me about this. Because I'm trying to figure out who co-signed this. I'm trying to figure out who agreed with this. Because I know I didn't agree with it, and I'm pretty sure you didn't agree with it. We decided to make the day of the delay a national holiday. The day freedom was actually declared, the Emancipation Proclamation barely gets a sentence. The day the last stragglers got the memo gets a federal holiday and a cookout. That's like throwing your birthday party on the day the invitations finally got delivered instead of the day you were born. Now, somebody in the chat is already typing, well, Angryman, the Emancipation Proclamation only freed slaves in the Confederate States. Well, look, I'm not skipping that. Here's the thing. That was still the death blow. It turned the entire war into a war that ended slavery. And what the proclamation started, the 13th Amendment finished in December of 1865 by abolishing it everywhere. And guess who pushed that 13th Amendment through Congress? The Republican Party. Guess who fought it? Can anybody guess? Sit tight, because that's the party that really, I mean, do I even got to say it? Do I even got to say it? That's why I laugh every single time somebody comes into my chat room wanting to talk trash about the Republicans. You don't even know the atrocities of the Democrat Party. You don't even know how hard they fought to keep black people enslaved, how hard they fought to keep black people oppressed. The fact that you even vote for them in this day and age is ridiculous. If you put the Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th Amendment back at the center of the story, you're forced to say two things out loud. One, a Republican freed the slaves. Two, the Democratic Party was the party of slavery, the party of the Confederacy, the party of Jim Crow, the party of the Klan. That is a very inconvenient sentence for one side of the aisle. So the move is simple. Change the subject, right? If you don't know about it, if there's no holiday to remind everybody, right? And see, here comes the next defense. And y'all heard it earlier from that guy that came in here. The party switched, Angryman. That's the escape hatch they always reach for. Funny how the parties only switched on the one issue that makes Democrats look bad, but on nothing else. I'm going to say that again. Funny how the parties only switched on the one issue that makes the Democrats look bad, but nothing else. The party that owned the slaves, that ran the plantations, that wrote the segregation laws, suddenly wants you to believe they swapped jerseys and kept it pushing. You don't get to write the whole history and then claim none of it counts the second it's used against you. That's not a switch. That is a getaway. That's, not facing responsibility. That's you. That's an alibi is what that is. So now the question that closes the case, who made Juneteenth a federal holiday? It happened in 2021, and a Democrat president signed it into law. The same party with that history suddenly gift wraps you a holiday. And notice which day they picked. Not the day of the proclamation, not the day of the 13th Amendment, the day of the delay. You should be insulted, but you're not, because you don't have any self-respect. You don't have any dignity. They picked the one version of the story where Lincoln and the Republicans disappear completely. That's not an accident. That's narrative management. And here's why this matters beyond politics. There's a psychology to which day you choose. You were freed is a story about a victory. You found out late is a story about being last, being passed over, being the one still in the dark while everyone else moved on. We took a moment that could have been about liberation, and we built the whole celebration around the embarrassment instead. You're teaching your kids to throw a party around the delay. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Instead of the story being about liberation, it's about the embarrassment. And I know why that is so appealing to you, because it fits the victim narrative. It fits the victim narrative. So instead of being a winner, you would rather just be a victim. You'd rather celebrate the day that proves that you were done wrong, instead of the day they did right by you. Now, I'm going to be fair, because I'm not here to spit on anybody's ancestors. The resilient of the people who got that news in 1865 and kept going is admirable. That deserves respect. The end of slavery is worth marking. I'm not telling you not to gather, not to celebrate freedom. Freedom is worth celebrating. What I'm telling you is to know exactly what you're marking, who picked the date, and what they're hoping you forget while you're cooking out. And yeah, why are you doing this on Juneteenth? When you're doing this on Juneteenth? Because many of you, what's the best way I can say this without you being offended? Some of you, in your ignorance, you just want to forget. You just want to celebrate the holiday and forget all the other stuff. And then you want to get mad at me because I'm actually pointing this out on Juneteenth. Well, the reality is this. I operate under a standard. Okay. And my standard that I operate by, it doesn't take a day off because of a holiday. Okay. If you don't want to examine your celebrations as hard as you examine everybody else's, right? You can't complain whenever your heritage isn't being celebrated properly. Everybody else cares about the meaning behind their celebration and the meaning behind their heritage and all of that. And they're not going to let you put them in a position to be made fun of. But every single time they give y'all something, they give it to you in a goofy way for you to be made fun of. Like, I don't know why y'all keep allowing them to do this to y'all. Like, you need to, what you really need to do, you need to follow the timeline and the party history all the way through, no matter who it embarrasses. Know who is doing what and why. Because right now, I can tell you the God's honest truth. The only reason they want you celebrating that day on June 19th is because they are trying their best to keep the spotlight off of what the Republicans did for Black people. And that's just the truth. They didn't elevate this day to honor the man who signed the paper. They elevated it so you never bring his name up. And you can celebrate freedom, but don't let anybody hand you a version of your own history with the people who actually did the things that benefited you cut completely out of it. That doesn't make any damn sense, because if you don't know the damn actual history, that can keep running the same game on you over and over again. So you gotta ask yourself this question. Are you celebrating your freedom, or are you celebrating a story that was built to make you forget who delivered it? And if so, why do they want you to forget who delivered it? That's the question. That's the question. But with that being said, shout out to everybody that came through, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning into the show and hanging out with me. I'm about to get up out of here because I got some more work to do. I've been messing around with this AI, building AI agents and all of this. I'm knee deep in technical jargon and all types of stuff, and I got to get back to it. But salute to everybody. I wanted to give y'all a Juneteenth live stream because you know I never miss an opportunity to go in on Juneteenth. But like I said, with all of that being said, man, salute to everybody. Let me make sure that nobody else hit the Cash App. Shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all. And I'm going to holler at y'all later. Deuces.
The session is closed. The board is dismissed.
I gave you the blueprint, now go build a estate. Stop arguing with broke, man, stop debating with fate. We don't negotiate value, we dictate the price. You watch the show for free, I just gave you a slice. But the real ones know where the equity lives. We taking everything, we got nothing to give. The manual is waiting, you know where it's at. This ain't a gamble, it's a guaranteed bet.
Go protect Plea. Go and plant the seed. Go protect Plea. That's the code we need. Go to the site, secure the command. The Angryman channel, the standard of the land.
The Angryman
Get the shirt, get the blue.
Start watching, start working. We up.
The session is closed. The board is dismissed.